Welcome back to Careful Boys, everybody. We are currently off the record, and we have with us Ron here, so we're going to be asking him a few questions based on his expertise about...
Fighting!
Fighting,
It was like fighting
right.
or towing. Wait, which one?
He's an expert in a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do some fighting.
Chopsticks?
Give us your credentials on fighting so we know you're legit before I ask you our valuable questions.
Yeah, I don't want to waste my questions on you.
Yeah, because we could be asking Nick all the same shit.
No, you want to ask Ron about
But
it.
Nick did the fighting too.
My training started on Yahoo.com. It's a website, search engine.
Did you really?
Yeah, no. I saw Ultimate Fighter back then, and then I Yahoo'd the nearest MMA gym, and then I found a jiu-jitsu.
The Ultimate Fighter TV show?
Yeah, the very first one, the very first season. I was like, I want to do that. And so I wanted to do it so bad that I retired from my football career in high school. And so I did all 3 years. In my senior year, I was like, and I cried, like the whole team, like they didn't cry, but
You were doing football?
yeah, I played football.
You're like a star quarterback kind of dude?
No, I was junior, and then my star moment was I got to be special teams in varsity.
Hey.
That was it.
So your coach was pretty sad that you left.
Yeah, because I was consistent. I was there. I was a hard worker. I was tiny. And then like I made the highlight video because I did a cool play in a JV game, and I made the varsity video.
Nice.
I tackled somebody and our helmets came off, and then one of the guys headbutted me with my helmet off, so I went boom, and then I freaking got rocked.
Was that your first concussion?
Yeah, it was my first concussion.
Does that count as a knockout in your record?
Yeah, 0-1.
Stayed standing. He stayed standing.
Yeah. Found a jiu-jitsu studio, trained there for 7 years. Ended up finding Timo Yama in Irvine, stayed there for another...
So your first was jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, De La O Jiu-Jitsu in Stanton. Yeah.
What made you pick jiu-jitsu specifically?
I typed in MMA gym, and then De La Jiu-Jitsu picked up, and I was like, oh, that sounds like MMA. And then so I went there. Well, back then there wasn't really MMA gyms. Yeah. It was just like, hey, learn jiu-jitsu, learn some boxing, and then fight.
Like you gotta bounce around and do your own shit, right?
The application was like up to you.
Yeah,
Thing.
it was like super old school martial arts style. Where now we have like Walmart super centers of like MMA. You can do everything in house.
Yeah, tight.
But yeah, then I found a boxing gym, did that. Then I ended up doing everything in house at Timo Yama. I won an IFS championship in 2010. Remember that the freaking IFS International Fight Showdown? I was the first champion.
How soon did you win a championship after starting?
2010 I won it, and I started in 2006.
Ron just wins championships.
What's IFS? Is that striking only or is
MMA. It was MMA. Yeah, it's popular in Orange County, but when they started, it was at Knott's Berry Farm. So it's pretty cool.
At the theme park?
Yeah, at the theme park's hotel, the Knott's Berry Farm Hotel.
It's while they ride Montezuma's Revenge.
Ghost Rider off the coaster.
Fighting each other.
In the freaking coaster. Yeah.
consider that amateur or is that pro?
It was amateur. Oh, okay. It was amateur, and then so I got a lot of buzz doing that. I ended up being 4-0 in my amateur career. Got that. What was funny is I won the belt, and they threw confetti everywhere. We didn't have a can, but they threw it. Manual. At the time, it was manual confetti.
Yeah.
But the guy that I beat ended up getting a trophy that was way cooler than the belt. The trophy was like 6 feet high. It was dope. But he got to keep the trophy. I got the belt. I was like, I kind of want to trade. I was like, your trophy is dope.
Dude.
And did you knock out my friend Chris Fajardo, my training partner?
Who's your training partner?
He's my training partner. Ron knocked
Never
him out.
try to avenge him?
He knocked him out one time in amateurs, and then you knocked him out one time in pro.
He's nice.
He's a sweetheart. He kind of reminds me of Ron.
Really?
Yeah, in
nice
a lot
guy?
of ways. He's a really sweet guy.
But he's a
He
beast.
knocks people out. He's really tough and durable, kind of just like Ron.
But you didn't feel like avenging your friend and fighting Ron?
Dude, definitely not. Definitely not.
I fought him during that tournament, the IFS tournament. So it was 8. Yeah, he was in there.
Are you guys the same weight class or not?
You fought 135, right?
Yeah, 25 and 35.
Yeah. So my amateur, I fought 35. But if Ron's in my division, I'll go up.
He's like, I'm out. I'll go
Or
up
I'll
or
go
down.
down.
I'll go up or
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
It's pretty easy, pretty simple.
I can't fight Ron, dude.
Which that was the fight where you elbowed some guy like 7,000 times, right?
That's my boy, dude.
You elbowed your boy 7,000 times.
Was it really a lot? Like,
Well, cause like our buddy Chris, he was known for having in the gym.
Getting elbowed.
I don't know. He was.
Chris, I'm sorry, I love you.
You gotta watch this fight, dude. Ron literally, I think like 30
Dog,
times.
I used to train. We used to train with Chris.
It was only 17.
Chris was known for having one of the toughest chins, and he would fuck everybody up. Like he would fuck everybody up in the gym. Like I've kicked this fool in the head, and he just goes, "Ha, nice." And I'm like, "Oh, sick," you know, like, and that usually.
Sounds like a dick.
Yes. but he just was crazy. Like
You're not really selling this guy.
he couldn't get knocked out, this guy. And then for him to get knocked out in a fight the way he did at that time, we were all like, oh.
Oh, you were there?
No, we just heard about it afterwards, but it was, it was a long time ago.
The first time was freaking crazy because we did homework on him. We knew he was crazy and wild and whatnot. So the first time we fought, like in 2010, they're like, hey, don't engage with him. Let him circle, circle, circle. When he engages, then do your thing. And then 30 seconds happened. It was my first 30-second knockout. We were circling, circling, circling. He threw a head kick. I blocked it, threw an overhand, and he freaking went down. Like he went knee, face plant, and then I feel horrible because he had a seizure. Yeah, I was scared. Yeah, it was the first time I ever did that to anybody. So I was like, oh shoot. And then like it wasn't really a victory I could enjoy because he was freaking hurt, So
That was in the camo days, right? With the rash
camo,
guards.
when it first started. I was the reason why they took knees away from the face. So in the amateur days, they let you knee to the head. In the beginning, they let you knee to the freaking head as an amateur.
That was probably one of the first years they actually started the organization,
first
right?
event.
Yeah.
Holy
Because
shit.
I remember that was like one of the first things ever. Like that was one of the first events.
That's
but
gangster.
so
That's
nuts.
some fucking pride rules shit. Huh?
Yeah, they let us knee to the head. And then the gloves were even worse because they were 6-ounce gloves.
Now they're 8 or something.
That's like paper.
The bad part about it, so pro is 4 ounces, but they're light. But the 6 ounces were worse because they were heavier. So now I had the hardness of no padding, but the freaking weight of 8 ounces behind my punch.
And it really hurts.
Those
gloves really fucking hurt.
Those gloves freaking hurt. I'd rather get hit with pro gloves than those amateur gloves. Yeah,
They're really dense.
Can I ask the first whack question? How do you balance, like, because you're such a nice guy, how do you balance the compassion with the absolute, like, beasting?
It's a on-off switch. So it's weird. I'm friendly up until the ring thing, the ring bell, and then I get this weird tunnel vision, and all I hear is my corner. Like the crowd mutes, everybody mutes, and then it's just a complete focus. It's just like, shh, okay, here we go. Game plan, game plan, game plan, game plan. And then all of a sudden, like, either I wake up from my unconsciousness because I got knocked the F out, right? Or
I was there for that one.
or I freaking have a ref like pull me off. And then I knock out of my tunnel vision, and all of a sudden, like it's like quiet mute, and all of a sudden, I hear like cheering everywhere. I'm like, oh snap! It's almost like a.
What about in training? There's no ref or rings and stuff. Like, are you in tunnel vid? Do you have to turn it on in training?
In training, I'm laughing the whole time. Like I'm having fun.
So you're not fighter Ron in training. You're regular Ron.
Yeah.
But then in the ring, that's like fighter Ron turns on.
Yeah.
Bad intentions.
Yeah, bad intentions. I never hit that hard during training ever.
When did you snap into like fighter Ron? Like, cause like when you're first training and all that, right? Did you ever understand or feel that, or was it your first real fight? Yeah.
It took probably 7-8 years for me to get like comfortable to do it. Otherwise, in the beginning, it was fighter Ron. I didn't have any skills, but I try to kill people, and people try to kill me.
It just feels like
Was
survival.
that white belt rage?
It's very old school. Just yeah, there was
Even in training, it was 100%.
yeah. Back in the day when I first started training, like we were just trying to kill each other. But like as
That was the culture for real.
it was back in the day for everyone, not even just me. It was just the thing to do.
All the training was that. When me and Bart started MMA, that's how we thought that was normal.
Yeah, it was, and it was.
Everyone went hard.
First sparring, and like let's say me and him are just doing light touches or whatever, our
Pussy.
sensei would be like, you step out. And he would just beat the fuck out of one of us. Like he would just, but you guys are going way too light, and he would just come in and fuck us up.
Yeah, that was the culture. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely the culture.
And then so we just knew, oh fuck, sensei's walking around, we better step it up kind of hard. And then like when he walks away to that side, okay, bring it back down.
And our old buddy that we trained with from the same gym, we brought him with Nick, and Nick fucked his ass up, and he's all like, yeah, but I was a man though because I didn't back down.
I
And
stood there and took it. I'm like, yeah, you had zero head movement though.
it's like you're supposed to dodge.
Took it. But did I die?
Took those hits like a man. And
The
it's like-
game is to hit and not get hit, not get hit, get hit, get hit, get hit, get hit, get hit.
So new
That's the
school.
type of game.
That's new school.
That's that new shit.
Yeah.
You just wait for
Aggressive
it.
style, yeah.
Yeah, with like science and everything going on, like now, like dude, we don't even spar. Like when I first joined Team Oyama, my leg was black and blue for 3 months because I didn't know how to defend a kick. But now, circa like 10 years later, like we're going like 30-40%, like sometimes 70%, and that's it. But no one's trying to like rip each other's heads off anymore. So it's really interesting how training is trained.
Today's video is brought to you by Feels. CBD is not about what you feel, it's about what you do not feel, such as stress, pain, anxiety. And for me, I've been incorporating CBD into my meditation sessions because in the morning, sometimes I am hit with excruciating anxiety. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Like right when you wake up?
Right when I wake up.
Oh,
There's a
shit.
lion's chasing me. There's no tigers here. I'm not in the jungle. And I'm just like, man, I need to calm my nerves. So I have a CBD ritual where I go drippity drop, drop, drop. And then I do my breathing exercises and I just chill and meditate. And I start the day in a good kind of tone. And I used to do this as a nighttime routine, but now it is a good morning routine.
That's dope. If you don't know what Feels is, it's premium CBD subscription delivered right to your door. And if it's your first time, you might be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, you're in luck because they got a hotline that will walk you through the whole thing. You'll hold your hand. Do I take a little? Do I take a lot? Should I make it with tea the way Joe does? Or should I just put it under my tongue? They'll walk you through the whole thing and it's amazing.
And it comes in a discreet little box that comes to your door monthly, so you don't have to worry because it's a subscription.
So start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/offtherecord. And you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/offtherecord. To become a member and to get 50% automatically taken off your first order plus free shipping. Feels.com/offtherecord. Here's another question. You having this superpower, how do you resist not using it on the streets? Like if someone talks shit to you, because you know you could just lay someone out, right? How do you like let's say someone's rude to your girl, or like, you know, someone, you could tell someone tries to punk you a little bit. How do you just not like, you know, it's time to go 0 to 1,000 real quick?
Damn.
Control. Lots and lots of control.
What's the point of control?
Good question. Ask the question.
Let it go. I fight enough in the gym and in the ring where fighting outside just doesn't, it's not fulfilling. It doesn't do anything. I already know that it brings nothing but trouble. So if it never gotten to that point.
No one's ever tried you, like.
I mean, when I was doing personal security and bouncing and stuff like that, like I got to mess with people then. That was fun.
Don't they go like, like in a security setting, won't they be like, oh, that little dude?
Oh, all the time. I was the first. I would always, every time I went to a new bar or a club, everybody would push the limits. Like, hey, let's see what we can get away with. You know, from people spitting in my face, throwing hats in my face, freaking pouring drinks in my face.
What do you do? What do you do?
I subdue them.
How do you subdue them?
What's your move to subdue somebody
Dude,
in
it's
that
so
setting?
easy.
Here, try it.
I can either just high clinch them, or freaking I can just do a like a vice grip. No, I just drag them.
That usually works most of the time?
Yeah, or I can bear hug them, dude. Dude,
they
normal
freak out,
people
huh?
have no idea how to get a bear hug. I'll literally just go behind here. I'm like, come on, it's time to go. And I'll pick him up. Why do you get out of this? And I'll walk up.
Pick him out of the chair.
Yeah.
You guys are both sitting, and then you guys are both standing. What the fuck?
Bart's strong, dude.
Hey, do that to me.
That's tight, dude.
I can't, dude.
Let's see.
I only know how to do this.
That's a different bear hug.
And that's a fine happy birthday.
You're leaving this club.
Oh no. Okay, I'll leave.
I wanna make love. That'll work.
I always do a three warning rules. Like, look, if I gotta tell you a third time, I'm gonna have to forcibly get you out of here. And usually I talk pretty calm, and they're like, huh, what? Okay. And then
So the most you've ever had to do is just one of those.
subdue.
things?
I suplexed somebody once. That was bad. I thought I was gonna go to jail. It was another guy. He was
Allegedly, how'd you do it?
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh no, this guy, because I didn't get in trouble for it. It was
Oh,
sick.
statute of
But
limitations.
statue, yeah.
It was this really tall dude, and the problem with tall guys are everything they do is exaggerated, right?
And their center of gravity is higher.
And their dick is just right here.
If I do this, it's not a big deal. But if a big tall guy does it, he's like freaking like an
Yeah.
octopus with tentacles. So we're in this Orange County bar that I was working at, and this guy is just drunk, having a good time in the middle of the dance floor. But he's just waving his arms, and as he waves his arms, he's smacking heads like pop, 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 as he's dancing. And I'm
He's
like,
not doing it on purpose?
no, not on purpose. He's drunk.
Oh, he's
having
okay,
a good
wilding
time.
out, yeah.
So I go like, hey man, like you gotta calm down. Like you're like whacking people in the back of the head. Like I'm like, there's other people that are trying to have a good time too. He's like, all right. I leave. He chills out. He looks around. He starts doing it again. Pop, 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 pop. And like girls and guys are like, dude, what? And nobody wants to cause trouble. You know, they're, dude, what the heck, man? Freaking jerk. I go back in. It's like, dude, this is the second time. If I have to tell you again, freaking, I'm gonna have to escort you out of
As
here.
he's looking.
So high up. Too,
Yeah, I put my hand on my arm, man. Thank you. And then I look away, and he goes. He hits my hand off. Yeah. I'm like, oh heck no. So I freaking bear hug him, and then I'm trying to keep him still, and then he like gets tall, so I start getting off the ground because I'm shorter than him, and so I sit down, and then a point of kind of anger gets, not anger, but like, oh shit, it's happening, and then so I freaking pick him up over, and I'm here, and then I turn around, and boom. And then like I'm standing here,
And he's knocked out?
he's out. He's like freaking exorcism, like freaking contours.
Yeah, you slammed him good.
Yeah, it was bad, and the ground was turf with concrete on the bottom. It was like a rooftop, topless bar thing. Oh shit! And like adrenaline, like I'm pumping, and this is like within seconds, right? I was like, do, and I snap out. I was like, oh no. What did I do?
He broke your Bruce Lee necklace, the little ring. I promise I wouldn't fight.
And I look around and like people look like I just killed somebody. I see a girl, she, I like remember it's so vivid. She's like, oh my god.
And then you suplex her, right?
No witnesses.
But he was doing this.
He's just launching.
One drunk person jumps right next to him and goes, 1, 2, 3, he's out!
World champion! They put the belt on you.
I'm like, dude. So I picked this guy.
started counting.
Freaking, the place is crowded, so like I got guys in the front, guys in the back, but I'm in charge of the dance floor. So like I'm like, fudge, what do? I pick this guy up and I put him over my shoulders, and he's so tall, his hands and feet are dragging on the floor.
You could carry this guy.
So I mean, obviously it wasn't that easy. I had to like, ugh. But I drag him out to the patio, and I'm like, he's out. I'm like, and this is my first time doing. I'm freaking. I was like, hey, dude, like, look, freaking, this is what happened, and I explained what happened. It's like, it was either that or he freaking picked me off of the ground and threw me, man. Like I didn't mean to suplex him. He just freaking, he's huge.
He jumped into my arms.
Dude, I'm nervous, dude, because at this. Back in the day, you could do whatever you want, security. Like, you could beat people up and you're cool, but now you get sued left and right.
Super
like,
sued, yeah.
You get that, and we were in the suing era of security.
Suing was
You
hot
know?
at that moment.
And then these two guys, like, run into the patio because we closed out the patio. Like, we know him. He's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, gosh, I'm in trouble. I'm going to jail tonight. Because you can go to jail for this. Yeah, for sure. So you can go to jail. They look at me, and then it's like a lull, and they're like, we are so sorry. It's like, this will never happen again. I'm like, that's right, it won't, because you guys aren't allowed back. Get out of here right now. Get out of here. Get a taxi cab and go. They're like, we're so sorry. They're dragging him, and they drag the taxi cab. It won't happen again, sir. I'm sorry. I'm like, get out of here. And then they get off, and then they leave. I'm like, woo! I'm like, did we just get out of...
Allegedly.
Dude, allegedly,
yeah.
theoretically.
Theoretically, hypothetically, all
Made up story.
imaginatively, yeah.
Yeah.
This didn't happen.
That's a cool made-up story you came up with on the spot.
Thank
You're
you.
really good at improv,
It
man.
was actually in Riverside. Not
Riverside, Atlanta.
When did you get over your fear of getting into confrontations, fighting with people? Because I think everyone, like, before they get into a fight, there is that, like, what if, and it's scary, right? But then afterwards, it becomes this weird, not you get over the fear, it's still scary, but then there's this weird calmness to it.
It's weird. I'll get more, not that I get in street fights a lot, but confrontations, I'll get more adrenaline in a confrontation with a regular person than stepping in the ring and fighting. Because I'm fine in that environment. It's normal, I'm used to it. But this is a random person that I wasn't in the right mindset to fight, right? I'm just chilling, like, just having a sandwich.
They could have a weapon or
Yeah, I'm just having a sandwich. This guy, mother effer what? I'm like, huh? You know what? What did I do? You know? At first it's a joke, but as soon as like I feel like, I'm like, oh crap, is crap actually? Because most people don't do anything. They just,
What do you do when you start feeling that, like, uh-oh?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
ready. Then
the
I'm
fight or
ready.
flight.
If my heart's pumping, then I'm like, I have a spider sense. I'm sensing danger. So I'm like, okay, let's put the sandwich down.
But as a security, there's always danger, right?
No,
Or like there's always confrontation.
Not always, but I'm always scouting the area. Like I took my job very seriously, so I got that with being in just public spaces, and I teach that during my self-defense training classes for like the elderly people that I work with.
Because you're trying to stop the Asian hate.
That's why the elderly people are all suplexing everybody. Huh?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I'm now going like this. That's the new. That's the new Tai Chi.
Slouching to suplexing.
The new Tai Chi.
You recently did the whole Asian hate shit, right? For the seniors.
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
Teaching the grandmas.
How often do you do that?
Yeah,
dope.
it was once a month, but I don't know what happened. We picked up a lot. We're doing like
That's
we're doing
so
like
tight.
2-3 events a month. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah,
Right?
we won nonprofit of the year in Sacramento, so I have to fly to Sacramento, and they want to give like an award thingy, and then I gotta.
Gavin Newsom's like, can you suplex me? Show me how it's done.
At my vineyard? No, it's been open. You're good.
That's how you crush the grapes.
Yeah, with suplex
He's like, oh,
wine.
we don't stop them around here.
Yeah,
Suplex them.
suplex winery.
They can tell, trust me.
You can taste the pain.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a moment where you're like, I don't want to fight anymore? Like, it doesn't bring me any happiness, or like, what am I doing? Like, you just want to quit that life?
Yeah, lots of moments. You have lots of ups, lots of downs, especially after every time I lose. Because I dedicated my whole life to fighting, getting into the UFC, being UFC champion, and still not in the UFC, still not a UFC champion. So every loss that I had brought me back. Every fight that I lost was supposed to get me into the UFC.
Yeah.
And every time I lost, it freaking took me down. Like when you saw me get knocked out, I got invited to train with Demetrius Johnson at his gym, and like if UFC was an option, they were gonna help me get in a one. I lost that one.
And then Demetrius Johnson was like, you can't train here no more?
He didn't tell me directly, but my manager was like, yeah, you kind of lost your shot. I was like,
Oh, whoa.
yeah. And
Do you cry? Like, do you cry by yourself or with your wife when shit like that stuff happens? Or
very rarely, sometimes, because life is hard, right? Everybody's struggling. And there's a few moments, yeah, there's hard moments. Like I had some hard moments in fighting where I was like, fudge, man, dedicated my whole life to this, and freaking, you know, I had so many detours along the way. You know, like I wasn't supposed to run a gym. I wasn't supposed to like do personal training. I was supposed to just fight. And I look at all my teammates, and they dedicated their lives, and now they're top contenders in the world. I was like, fudge, you know, I love my life, but I definitely could have chosen a bunch of different routes. You know, like, is this for me? Like, do I want to do this? Like, I'm barely getting by. I love what I do, but you know, do I want something else? Do I want something more? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's tough when you have a goal or a dream and you're almost there, and then you don't reach it. And then so do I keep going for this dream, or do I find other dreams now? You know, that's the route that I'm currently in. Finding other dreams. Not on camera. Not on camera.
Suplex that camera.
Okay, Barbara Walters. What is this?
Suplex Bart for asking that, bro.
Yeah. Fine.
I'm gonna get real low, dude.
Ron, how do you feel? No, how do you really
Yeah. Right after saying all that, now that layer one is off.